my name is Tanya, and like a caterpillar to a butterfly, I help people metamorphosize their diets and lifestyles to be plant-based. I'm excited to be here with you today at the beach, and by the end of this video you're going to have my top reasons for being vegan and why I feel that you're going to love being vegan, and also just reasons that I feel you want to know about as somebody who's either already vegan or interested in being vegan, because there's some important knowledge that we're about to talk about, okay? So I think it's going to add a lot of value to you, and I'm really excited to have a conversation with you in the comments about this. So please do, comment on this video letting us know your reasons for being vegan, why you haven't tried veganism yet, why you have tried veganism, what was your experience like. Let's talk about it, okay? So with that said, my number one reason for going vegan is the animals, without a doubt. It's because I don't feel like 64 billion animals being slaughtered forcefully against their will every single year is acceptable. I think that that's actually a huge travesty to what it means to be a steward of the earth, or what it means to be somebody who has the ability to make decisions that could impact others' lives in such an extreme way. In other words, if you have the power to kill something or someone, in this case, because animals are entities that are sentient just like you and me, they have feelings, right? If you're in a position of power where you can influence that being's life, I feel in my heart that it is the right thing to do to look out for that being, because you have the ability to influence it either way. And so it's up to you to decide, do I want them to flourish and succeed and feel good and be happy and form bonds with family members, or do I want to strip them away from their family moments after they're born and bonded already because they've been in the body of another one, you know what I mean? Do I want to cause harm to this living being, or do I want to help this living being? That's really what it comes down to. So that's my number one reason, without a doubt. And I would say the second reason would definitely be the environment, and that's actually a really tight, I mean, it's really close, but I think the animals definitely come down first for me. But the environment is really important. I mean, it's our only planet. Like, are you planning on going to Mars with Elon Musk? If you are, I'm looking at you suspect. Okay. But in all seriousness, like, this is our only planet, so it's ours to take ownership of. It belongs to us at the end of the day. What really belongs to us is our fate. What really belongs to us is what you choose for your future, and not only your future, but the future of all those kids who you'll see walking today. Every single one of those children that you see on the street today, you watching this right now have an ability to help them or harm them. And I say that with a lot of emotion behind it because it's true. And if you consider what your diet can do, both in a positive and a negative sense for the environment that we live in, for the world, for Earth, then it becomes a matter of choice and a matter of dedication once you're aware of that. And, I do want to be sensitive to people's experiences and lived truths and stuff when it comes to, the economics involved and other factors like access to food in the first place, let alone plant-based food. So I do want to just state that I'm aware, and my heart goes out to those of you watching this, or just people in general who have to experience that stuff. But with that said, if you are watching this and you're somebody who has the ability to change their diet, who has the sovereignty to choose what it is that you eat, I believe that it is a moral obligation to bring yourself to a plant-based diet. And I know that might bring up a lot of feels in some people, and that's okay. Let's just sit with that for a minute, because I am not attacking you. I want you to understand that if you're not vegan, I want you to feel cared about and really understand from a heart-centered place where I'm coming from with this, because at the end of the day, I'm just stating facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are big facts, okay? And what you can do as an individual, the power, this is the reason I'm vegan, right? The power of what you put in your body. You fuel your fire, your soul. and your flesh, your earth, okay, with food. And so what you feed yourself has a tremendous impact on the outer world. Your inner world affects the outer world. We see this reflected through so many spiritual teachers. I mean, everything. The concept is universal. It goes back to Thoth and the Hermetic principles and all sorts of cool stuff like that. But the point is, like, what you put on your plate affects the world. And I'm not being dramatic. I'm being factual, okay? The number one thing you could do to change the world today is go to a plant-based diet. Just sit with that. You're going to reduce climate change, okay, because you're reducing the amount of carbon dioxide and more specifically methane, which is a very potent greenhouse gas, okay? You're going to be helping prevent deforestation from the preparation and slaughtering of cows in places like the rainforest in Brazil and so forth, okay? You're going to be bringing in fresher air ultimately. In addition to preventing all this stuff, you're going to be improving the air quality of our planet. And we all own the air, right? Just like we all own the planet. Like, your air is my air. We might be separated by a whole bunch of land and air and trees and whatever else, but at the end of the day, that air circulates throughout the entire planet. So you're purifying the air when you go vegan. You are reducing hunger of starving children when you go vegan. Did you hear me? You're literally stopping kids from starving. And why? How? That's a great question. Well, you see, upwards of 80% of children in this world who are starving, like literally starving, live in countries that actually grow grain and other plant-based food for our animals in Western countries to eat. And those Western country animals that we eat are cows, pigs, chickens, things of that sort, right? Animals of that sort, I should say. So if you're going vegan, you're a system interrupt. You see what I'm saying? You are interrupting the system when you choose to go plant-based, because no longer are you supporting a system that has third world or underdeveloped or late to develop countries, okay? You're not supporting a system where those people are exploited to grow food so that animals here can eat it while their children starve. You're not supporting that. And the more vegan you go and the more plant conscious you go, the more nectar of this plant-based diet you sip, and the more local you get with your food sources, the more powerful your impact or lack thereof gets. You actually reduce your climate footprint. You know what I mean? You literally have such a powerful influence over the globe with what you put in your body, and the benefits are limitless. I feel so much better now that I'm plant-based. I've been plant-based, strictly plant-based, for I think a little over a year, which seems like a short amount of time, but I've been vegetarian since I was like 13, and it wasn't until this guy at the farmer's market like really agitated me one day and was like, yeah, but vegetarian is almost just as bad as meat eaters, and he was like a hardcore vegan, you know what I'm talking about. And in retrospect, like, and I've since told him, I was like, man, thank you for telling me this stuff as it was, like face value truth, because I thought as a vegetarian I was like preventing all this suffering and da-da-da, and then he educated me about the dairy system, and then I watched Cowspiracy, okay, and I was like, no, I'm not eating this anymore, I'm not going to perpetuate this. And sure enough, friends, let me tell you what, when I was in high school, we're going to rewind some years back, okay, when I was in high school, I weighed 225 pounds. Now I'm 5'9", so like, yeah, I'm tall, but I weighed 225 pounds. When I got a job in high school, I used that money to buy what I wanted, and I bought food. That's literally what I put my money into, okay? So I went organic, and by going organic, and I do mean like the organic label organic, I lost 25 pounds. Then when I went vegan for literally a year now, and I just weighed myself the other day, I went from 200 pounds to 180 pounds over the course of a year. I haven't done anything super crazy, like different in my routine. I mean, I do yoga pretty much every day now, which is, yeah, different, but I'm doing like sun salutations. I'm not doing like crazy intense stuff, you know, it just helps me keep like fit and keep my body feeling good. So with that said, you can lose weight, and when you lose weight and you're somebody who's had weight on you for a long period of time, it kind of just feels like, man, I'm so comfortable in my body. You know what I'm saying? Like, those of you who've been through that, I know you feel me when I say that. Like, you just feel so much better in your body. You feel more like in your skin. If that's something that you want. Not everybody who has extra weight wants to, you know, lose it or whatever, I guess. But for me, it just felt good, and like, it wasn't something I even consciously set out to do. I just lost 20 pounds of fat. And like, I'm a nice, thick human being. I love my body. I'm very thankful that I have my body, you know, and that I can move. It's like, I'm very grateful for that. But it really does, it brings it to a new level of experience when you go plant-based, because you start developing a more intimate relationship with your food and the effects of your food. Okay, so not only the effects on your body and how you feel, your energy and your mental state, your emotional state, but also the effects on the planet, like we just discussed, the effects on starving children in other countries, like we just discussed. Okay, the effects on the animals who you're showing an incredible amount of compassion for, and literally saving their lives when you go vegan, and saving a lot of trauma from happening, because anybody who's watched an animal being filmed or in real life when they're put through such terrible acts as getting drugged from one leg, or beaten, literally beaten, or their throat cut open, or ripped away from a mother when they're just a baby, or castrated or electrocuted to receive semen so that they can inject that into a female cow. If you've seen that, if you've seen it, then you know that animals have feelings. Hell, if you have a dog, you know that animals have feelings. So with that said, I just want to encourage you today to consider my journey, consider my story, and, you know, learn from others' experiences who have gone down this path. And trust me when I say to you, this is probably, I don't think there's a probably to it, this is the best decision I've made in my life. And when I tell you that, I tell you that because I want you to understand that once you make this decision and you give it a real effort, it's going to be the hardest when you first transition. But once you get through that point, there's really no going back. Once you connect with all of these truths that you have to just kind of come to yourself, once you come to those, it's the best diet out there. And it's not even a diet, it's just like plants. And I lost 20 pounds. Drop the mic, no. So with that said, my friend, thank you for taking the time to be here with me today. Please do give this video a like. I would really appreciate it. Show me some love. And put a comment down below letting me and the others know like what your journey has been with plant-based. Where are you? Are you just now entering it? Are you just now like, oh yeah, I should eat more plants? Are you already vegan and been vegan for 12 years? I would love to know. And I just want to express gratitude for everybody who's supporting Chrysalis Chats and the channel here. And with that said, my friend, whether you're just a tiny little caterpillar starting off like, where are the leaves at? Or a full-fledged butterfly sipping the nectar of a plant-based diet, you, my friend, are awesome. Have a blessed day.